Hi guys, we're here with part two. I'm trying to type into the text of the previous screen. For some reason my iPad just did a complete reboot without me telling it to. So I'm going to have to pull people over here. So there we go. All right, so we're just waiting for people to come back over here. I'm so sorry about that. I have no idea what that's about. It didn't do a system update because it would have asked me if it was okay. And it never showed on the screen, but for some reason it did a whole reboot. And then when I first went into YouTube, it wouldn't even load YouTube. So it was something with the iPad and YouTube that didn't mesh there for a moment. So hopefully we're back. Thank you, Tiffany, for typing that again, pasting that up there for me. So a lot of you all are coming back. I appreciate that. So sorry. So sorry, guys. I hate when that happens because it's out of my control. So again, for the startup, we're doing Maple Island quilts, scooch over 2, and we're using the African print fabrics. I probably will delete the first video when I get out of here, since I basically was just doing shout outs so it don't waste people's 10 minutes. I'm gonna close all of this out because I got a lot of stuff back. All right, so thank you guys. So what I'm doing is I have done some prep sewing because, as I told you all before, I hate when you have to strip piece, because when you're strip piecing and then you have to cross cut, I have nowhere in front of the camera here that I can do that unless I start moving my machine over, which is what I do when I'm by myself, but I don't have the space to be doing that in here when I got you guys trying to do all of that. So I did some prep work, a little bit of prep work, not a whole lot. But basically, I am going to be sewing some strips. And so I will do a few of those. And I didn't want to just do all strips today and then not be able to cross cut anything in here, because it wasn't going to take too long to sew strips. Unless I'm talking to you guys. When I'm in here by myself, I breeze right through the stuff. So that's what's going on, what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to be giving you any measurements because this is a 4 purchase pattern. But this is one of those things that it's so simple that you could do it. Like I said, I bought this pattern when I was on my Iowa shop hop trip. And when I went into some of the stores, I was so overwhelmed with how much stuff they had. By the time we were in shop number 20, I just couldn't concentrate on buying anything. And fabrics, I was trying not to buy a whole lot of anyway. So I started buying patterns. Didn't need patterns, but I was like, at least it's not fabric. And so what I've been trying to do this year is I've been trying to use some of the stuff that I've been bringing in here new. So I've made a couple of panel quilts. I used some of the materials to make that wallet. I've started on another project that I haven't finished yet. For some reason, I don't know why I'm not wanting to work on that, but I'm not, so I'm not doing it. And so this is another one of those patterns. So when I had those 9.5 yards left from my sale, I decided to go ahead and cut them for this quilt. So that's what we're doing now. So that's one piece there. Somebody saying hi to Teresa Louise. Hi as well. I don't know if you all know, sometimes it doesn't matter on solid fabrics, what's the right and wrong side. But if you're ever wondering what's the right and wrong side of a solid piece of fabric when you've got the selvage on it, on the back side of the selvage, you will feel bumps in the selvage. And that's how you know what's the right and wrong side. And I just have a habit of doing that from coming from the clothing industry. I'm always paying attention to where the selvage is, where those little bumps are. So on here, I'm just going to be sewing 4 strip sets here. I'll show them to you when I'm done sewing them. And I'm not going to press them because I've already done that step with the remaining pieces. And I guess I'll also let you see my fabric choices too. I can show you before I sew the next strip. Uh-oh, my phone fell. I left my good phone holder at Kevin's house, so I don't have to transport it back and forth. I need to pull one out of storage for me, so I'm not using this little small one for this heavier phone. Linda DeVito is here saying hi, T and everyone. Welcome from Beverly Hills, Florida. Hi, Linda. See who else is coming. Joyce Baker says hi, T and Teaquilters. Ellen says she's sewing strips too, but I'm making the postage stamp quilt. I will be cross-cutting as well. Teresa Louise, I quilt too. Hello, everyone. Hi, T. Making pizza, but I'm listening. I went to Aldi's this morning, and I bought one of the Aldi's pizzas. You know, they have some good pizzas in Aldi's. And I came home. It was about probably 10:30, close to 11. But that's what I ate for breakfast. I have not had pizza in a long, long time. All these have good pizza. Okay, so let me show you my fabrics and tell you why I picked them. I really wanted to put black and white up against these prints because a lot of these prints have black and white in them. But I did pick a print that was all black with white. It had black background with just white intercepts in it. When it comes up, I'll show it to you. I can't see it right now. And so when I pulled the black to do that instead of this brown that kind of has little sparkle to it, it just blended in and I lost the column effect. If you can see here, I kind of lost my column effect when I used black. So I just went with this brown because I wanted something that was either black or as close to black as I could get. And I didn't want to use gray because I don't think if there is any gray in this, I haven't seen it. But there was brown in a few prints. So that's why I picked the brown. And then I just opted. I was going to use like a cream print to keep it kind of dusty looking. But it just did not look good with the African prints. It just didn't scream anything African feeling. This could pass for like animal hide or something if it wasn't as sparkly. And then white, of course, is in a lot of the print. So that's why I picked these two fabrics. So those are the fabrics that I'm using. Kevin, no, he need to quit. Talking about I'm using the good old phone holder and the Elagio. He is so funny. Talking about he machine embroider. He wouldn't even know where to start. Alright, so I need my piece with the white selvage so I can line up a little better on one end so I have less waste. So we're going to sew 2 more of these panels together, these strip sets. And then we're not going to do anything else with these because they're just cross cut. But I figured, you know, if I had just brought this in here, that would have been all the sewing I would have done with sew strips. And that's no fun when you want to see how stuff looks a little bit. So I've already done the first step, done all the cutting and sew all the other strip sets that I need. Hi, Cheryl Clute. Bonita Nance is here. Ella Odom says, evening, Miss T and Quilters. Nancy Gus, hi, Miss T and T Quilters. Dee Dee Hansen's here. Says, from Michigan, she says, hi, everyone. I'm working on a quilt with the African fabrics I just got from T. They are gorgeous. Well, thank you. Looking forward to seeing them. If you all working with, do anything with them, please post over into the group so we all can see them. If you need to join the Facebook group, I put the link up at the top. And I'm so mad at YouTube. I had all my African fabric for my thumbnail and everything, and they just kicked me out. They don't want me to be successful. Nelly Franco says, hello, everybody. So this is the last strip that I'm going to sew here. So this will be number 4. Just trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody. I'm sewing Treasure Heart block number 9. Yes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how Eric's going to set these blocks. And then I'm going to play with Eric at that point. Francis Jackson says, I am in Oakland County, Michigan. Talking to Dee Dee, I think. Or maybe Vicky. Woo. Yeah, I have to be giving prayers out to the people in Detroit. You know, if you all watch the news, I'm not going to discuss it, but just prayers to those families. It's awful for all involved. So, laughing out loud, come play with me, T. My nose is itchy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the thread. I don't normally do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these apart and fold them up a little bit so they don't get too wrinkled on me before I go to the press. Because I am pressing these on my big board because they're so long. So I don't have to worry about trying to press here tonight. Zoom chat tomorrow. Check the Teaquilts Facebook group for the info. Thank you, Eric. If you all come to Zoom too, maybe you all can bring some of your have on your design wall if you're doing the treasure hard blocks. Maybe that would be cool to see. See all of your blocks posted on your design walls. See, they say if you got an itchy nose, you're going to kiss a fool laughing out loud. Really? I doubt that. Mm-mm. Uh, Vicky Lemire said, oh, I read that one. Sorry. Yeah, Tiffany is in there talking. Okay. So what I did with those pieces is I cut them into sections that I already have here. And I'm pulling off all the stuff that I don't need. So let me put this over here. So I just took those strips and cross cut them. So I've got two different strip sets that I just did. So I've got this strip set here that I'm now going to put onto the long edge of my block, of my rectangles. And this is my rectangles. The funny thing about these fabrics, and you know, it seems like they're getting better and better with the African prints being two-sided. You can use either side of these fabrics, so that was pretty cool. That they look like true batiks. Most of them, all of them actually, not most of them, all of them. So you don't even have to worry about right and wrong size, just so. I like that. I like that, especially when I'm working on my 4-star general and I got diagonal pieces, or directional pieces, not diagonal, directional pieces. So, of course, I'm not going to be sewing to all of these squares today because I haven't cross-cut the pieces that I just have. But we'll do what we can here. My dad used to say if your nose itches, there would be unexpected guests. In my case, it's usually true. I don't think I have unexpected guests. I will have a guest tomorrow. The lady that I save all my scraps for, she's coming. She said she could have come today. I was like, girl, I don't have time today because I had to go do quilt runs today. Pick up stuff, drop off stuff, post office, all of that kind of stuff. But I got to, she wasn't taking any for a while. And so I didn't have time to get stuff ready for her today. So I'll get up tomorrow and then I'll get all of that stuff because it's just piled into the garage. I got bags hanging on my long arm, one bag under my long arm. I got stuff in here. I got stuff in my by my electric, my Teaquilt die cutting stuff. So yeah, I got it everywhere. So I got stuff for. I got about 5 or 6 13-gallon bags or something like that. Probably I got one black trash bag too. I don't know what size that one is. We hardly ever use it. I got lots of stuff. Batting pieces, fabric I don't want that I said nobody would want. All kinds of stuff. Stuff that's not even cotton. She can use it for stuffing. Yep. Getting rid of stuff. And it's been, I think I met her one time in the past year. So it's been a while since I've given her stuff. So it is bagged up. It's backed up. So anybody got any exciting news to share? I was told someone was coming with a hole in their britches. Now I don't know what that means. Nancy says, "Good night, everyone. I can't stay awake. We'll watch the replay later. Good night. Thank you so much for popping in." Oh, what did they say about a running nose? Okay, so they changed the topic, and somebody's telling him he need a Kleenex. It's not. It's not. The fabric is not quilting cottons. It's. I'm telling you, you don't want this stuff. If I'm giving stuff as stuffings for dog beds instead of like giving it away, it's not usable. It's only good for that. Some of the stuff is just old. Uh-oh, my this stand does not like the vibration of my machine. Kim says she's got 3 pairs of pajama pants done, only 3 to go. The screen is moving fast, guys. I'll be spot reading. I don't know which way this seam was supposed to be posted. I think it's supposed to be up. Every once in a while you're pressing and then you turn it to the right side and press and you mess up your stitching when you're going back to press on the right side. Your seams and stuff. June says that she's finally feeling better. Now that's a godsend. That blue and green you're working with is beautiful. Thank you. That's the one that I bought more of because I just thought it was so pretty. And I go, I might just want to put that on a border of anything. It's just really pretty. So that was the one that I bought double the yardage on. I sure hope I'm pressing this the right direction. I don't know why it is doing that, but one time I did fold the strip in half. This might be the strip I folded in half and cut. I was cheating. Instead of stacking all the strips, it was the last one. And I was like, we're going to fold you in half. It always comes back to bite you. And see, this is another one that has a lot of black in the background. And so I just didn't want to pick black as a fabric. And Dee Dee said the same thing for her. You know, I tried. First I took this one and the black one out, but it was like I needed more fabric. I don't normally make 11 fabric quilts. I use lots of fabrics normally. And so I needed to be able to put those other 2 back in. And I thought about using red too. That would have been cool. Red would have been cool. But I went with the more neutral color to tone it down. I kind of want the fabrics to be the star. Ouch. I just hit my foot on my foot pedal. And I don't have shoes on. I just got out the tub before I went live. So I'm just happy to be barefoot, I guess. I don't normally walk around barefoot. But I am right now for some reason. Thank you, Beverly. Sarah Francis says, thanks for having Kevin on the quilter on a few days ago. I haven't seen him on YouTube since the pandemic. Enjoy watching your tutorials. Well, thank you, Sarah. That's really sweet. That was a request from my YouTubers to have Kevin on more. So we are doing a sew along so that he can be on at least once a month. That's the goal anyway. I'm pulling the wrong piece now. I'm looking at the screen and trying to pull up fabric. So it's going to be interesting when it's time for me to lay all of this stuff out. And I only got 9 fabrics. I don't normally have those type of issues. And at least I used the pattern, so that wasn't wasted money. Kim says, I had my fuzzy slippers on all day. My feet get so cold some days. Girl, I'm so hot. I'm hot flashing all the time. Dee Dee says, I have other African fabrics that I'm adding to yours. My background is off-white, not quite as dark as muslin. It's looking good so far, so that's pretty cool. And I had other ones that I could have put in too, but I was also trying to, if I'm going to put it up there, because these are the ones I'm selling, I didn't want to add ones in that I wasn't selling. So that's why I did not add other ones in. I have at least 3 of them that are out that I could have put in here, but I decided not to. And then I've got a whole closet with a whole big tub of African prints. Probably got 2 of them by now. There is no telling because I haven't been in that closet in a while. I had a table back here. I have moved that table, but I haven't, I have some rolly carts that I just need to go through. And that's another part. I'm not at that point yet. So that part hasn't been done. I'm still trying to sort stuff out my other spare room. They just got out of control. And then every time I have somebody over, I just toss the majority of it back in there. I'm at least sorting it. It's all sorted. Or as I'm touching stuff, I'm sorting it into the different piles. So that's all I can do right now. And I've been looking at my fabric trying to think, what could I sell of my fabric and then go to sleep at night? Like, should I sell all my florals? I hardly ever use them. Should I sell all my landscapes? I hardly ever use them. I got animal prints. Should I sell those? I hardly ever use them. Christmas. I'm not going to be making too many more Christmas quilts. Should I sell that? How about Halloween? Should I sell the Halloween stuff? Uh-oh. It's telling me my bobbin is out, but that's not true. So, when that normally happens, my thread is catching somewhere. But we'll check and make sure. But I know I just cleaned this machine before we went live and put in a new bobbin, and this bobbin is nowhere near empty. But we'll start with what the message said. Get that part done. And we'll rethread. I was supposed to pull that the other way, but I didn't. we'll rethread it and make sure everything's in the guide. I knew I wasn't out of bobbin thread. It's like, how can you be out of thread you just put in? You just started. All right. So let's get this back on track here. And I want to cut that long thread because I just can't stand it just knowing it's there. People are sending prayers to Diane. Oh, she's saying, I wish I was feeling better. Got the bug hubby had. So hope you feel better as well. June said it took her about 4 weeks to feel human again. Remember to give Tia a thumbs up. She definitely deserves it. Thank you, Darcy. So let's get some of this off of here because it's a long chain of stuff back here. I'm just going to sew whatever until my pieces run out. This one part. Since this is a very quick project. We had, I think I spent more time on technical issues than I have on sewing today. Just to... I don't want these to get too wrinkled. Hanging back there. That was the plus of having the table back there. It caught a lot of my pieces. I don't have that luxury now. Let's see. Put that up. Thank you, Kim. She says, people remember the thumbs up. Everyone, share, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notifications. Join us on Facebook and answer the questions and share your projects. Thank you so much. And Molly says, let me know if it's florals leaving your stash. I'll be glad to buy some. I haven't decided yet. It's like I haven't even looked in that drawer. I got a whole kid toy drawer from IKEA. That's nothing but florals. And it's crammed full. And I can't even tell you the last time I went in there to even pull out a piece of fabric, okay? I do have one of those with novelties as well. But the novelties I will keep because I collect those. I've been wanting to do like I Spy type quilts and stuff like that. So I won't be getting rid of novelties yet. But I got, it's like, oh, it's ridiculous the stuff I have. Like I said, I haven't even gotten to those yet. This is the other black one I was talking about that I said I'd show you. Very graphic one. And that black border would have just got lost if I was trying to do columns with this. So that's why we're working with brown. And for those just joining, we're working on Maple Island's quilt. We're using their scooch over 2 pattern. This is what we're working on. So that's why I'm not really giving any cut instructions. If you're wanting to do this, it's a very simple process here. It was my way of supporting the Iowa shops doing our shop hop. So that's what I purchased from one shop anyway. I know I have a question. Do anybody in here buy $500 quilt kits or block of the months? I see some block of the months that go for like 10 to 12 months, and then they tell you that it's going to be like 30 something dollars plus shipping and handling. And when you add that up, that's quite a bit of money. So I was wondering if people actually do that here. It's got to be people doing it somewhere. I keep seeing them being offered anyway. Cheryl says, not me. Teresa McCormick talking about that's crazy talk. Virgie says, no way. Terry says, not me. So nobody buys them. Kim says, I was looking for a piece of fabric today and decided that I have way too much. My youngest says, I'm 4 yards shy of an episode of Hoarders. Yes. And that's part of what I feel like sometimes. And it's not, you know, it's not even, I don't even think that I really truly enjoy the shopping as much, knowing that I got to find somewhere when I get home to put it. So I've only been trying to buy stuff that I need for a project, like especially fabric, if I need it for a project or if I'm going to be gifting it in future stuff, because I still have my scrap club. One of these days, some place that we can meet at will open up that's reasonable in price and the time works. I'm having difficulty finding a new place for us to meet because most places on the weekend, we are a Saturday group, and most places on the weekend are having party rentals, and so the fees are high, and they're not willing to reduce the fee. I don't want to rent a hall for like a wedding price when we're just sitting in there sewing. We can't afford that, so not every month anyway. Could do it if it was like a special day, but not to do every month. So yeah. How many more of these do I have? Just 4. I think what I'm going to do is go get these that are directional and do those. This is one of my favorites with the eyes. It's so weird. I bought it just because it was weird. Lynette says, no, ma'am. Out of my price range. Yeah, and it was one that I really, really wanted to do. And when I added up how much they wanted for the block of the month, it was like $499.99 or something. And I was like, I can't do that. And then I wanted more the pattern than the fabric because I hate to have, I don't really like all of my pieces being exactly the same as everybody else's. And I'm one of those people that I've been on paid $500 for a kit and then still switch out my own fabrics in the end, and then that's a waste of money. So I just didn't do it. It's a new one that's starting in January. I can't even remember the name of it because I X'd it off my radar when I saw the price. So it's like I can't do that. And of course, you can't ever do it without getting the kit. You have to buy the kit. So Eric says, I'm embarrassed. I bought a $200 tulip pink kit. That's normal for me. $500 is not normal. That's what I'm talking about. $200 is okay with the kit. You're getting fabric. By the time you add all of that up, and then somebody has put all the fabrics in there, cut the fabrics, and got exactly what you need, prepackaged and all of that kind of stuff. That's different. $200 for that. I'm talking about $500. Ugh, I can't do it. I'm going to skip and get, I'm still missing one of them that I don't have done yet, but we'll skip and get this one. I should have mixed them up so I had at least a grouping of all the fabrics done, but that's okay. They'll get done eventually, and it won't take long. Time is it? It's almost 9, so we're doing really good with time considering. Had to redo the page. I've never bought a quilt kit, but I have had 2 given to me, both for Queen King quilts. Yes, and I have bought kits, and mostly from Hancock's of Paducah. And this was years and years ago when they really were, when they do have really good sales, and they don't really do that a whole lot now. But I know I didn't spend over $50 for a kit. Yeah, even on sale, some of these kits, it's like I won't even buy it on sale. So, color me cray cray for sure, but I tell you what, I won't be doing that again. Oh, Sandra must have bought one. Let me go back and see. Sandra says I bought the kit a block of the month, and I regret that purchase now. Never made it. Okay. Yeah, you gotta. And the way that the block of the months work here locally is they'll charge you a sign up fee. It could be anywhere up to $25. They could be going up higher than that now. But then they'll get the block. They didn't really give it to you because you had a $25 sign up fee. But they give you a block every month with the fabric, and then if you make it, you come back the next month, and then they'll give it to you for free. But if you're behind, this is where they get you, because it's like a double whammy. Because when you come in to get the second month and you don't have it ready, then you've got to pay for not having it done, and you pay $5 for not having it done. It just depends on where you are, what the cost is. And then $5 for the next block. Okay? So you're basically paying $10 every time you miss. So I haven't done a block of the month, though, in a long time. Dee Dee Hansen says, I really love the eyes. Wish I had more of the eyes. Yeah, those eyes, it's just weird. I don't know why I love that weird print, but it is very weird looking, and I love it. So I was glad I had a half yard of that left. So I'm trying to, another reason I thought if I don't keep the 3 yards I put aside, I might cut it into kits, and so I needed to have different fabrics if I'm going to be cutting it into kits. So I haven't decided yet what I'm doing with the remaining yardage. I normally keep 3 yards of stuff, but I'm like, I don't need 3 yards of every print. So I need to do that and figure out if I'm going to sell more or keep it myself. All right, so now I need to press. And we're not using an iron. I'm just going to use my little doohickey here. Put this up so I don't get stuck. I stuck myself in the hand. I just went, I had my snips in my hand and went straight into my hand, okay? Acting like I don't like myself. I can't read the comments. Okay. Goodbye, Google. It didn't work, just so you all know. And Eric, that's nothing to be embarrassed about. I love some Tula fabric, and I bought plenty over Black Friday. I'm a happy girl. Yeah, because when I bought all of my Tula fabric, even though I bought it on sale, it's just costs money when you want up-to-date fabrics and then particular designers, and then Tula fabric's been held up. People were pre-buying Tula's latest collection. I haven't even seen what it looked like. Yeah, but I'm just going to do a little press here and then go ahead and continue sewing my pieces on. I will do a regular press at the end. So I'm just going to press a few of these and then we'll sew a few. I am doing the block of the month because it's a Texas quilt. Oh, Diane says she's doing one. Okay. I don't mind doing the block of the month. I just, like, goodness gracious, make it a reasonable price. Goodness gracious. Tiffany says I was thinking of doing a PMQ, and I may not now because monthly it seems too much. I can cut my own pieces and buy my own, or even use my stash for more than 150 or less than the monthly program. It's crazy. Yeah, it just depends. If it's just, sometimes I think what's happening now is they're hooking up with fabric manufacturers when they're doing their block of the month, so it's new fabric. But still, it's no excuse for a $500 sew along. I don't think I've ever spent $500 on a new kit for fabric. Like if I was going to the store and buying fabric for a quilt, I haven't spent quite $500. And then I think with you doing the block of the month, I feel like it should be cheaper than regular price because you're doing the block of the month. Not cost more. But that's just me. I do realize that. I do love to press with my little wood stick here. That stack is done. I'm going to go ahead and continue since I'm having so much fun with it. Let me press this with this stick since it's going the wrong way. Getting to that stack where the pieces were going the wrong way. That's one. I'm behind on the comments again. I've gotten the block of the month. I have most of the months done, but still don't have it all together. And that's why I don't mind signing up for like the $25 block of the month that my local places have. I've got like about 3 of those, and then I even got one that Diana had that I didn't have from the same place. I've got 2 or 3 maybe to do, and then one from Diana. So it's either 3 or 4 of them total. I'll get down to that last block that, I get them all done all month. Get down to the last block and don't do the last block because I don't have to bring it back to show anything. I told you all I'm a piecer. I like the whole technique of piecing, and then when it's all over or the challenge of it is all over, I don't do anything else. So they're just sitting in containers. One of these days, I'm going to get them done. One of these days. So, but I thought, let me do this quilt here because I had the pattern and it was already out. Like normally, I don't even have stuff out. The other patterns from the Iowa Shop Hop are put up, but this pattern was out screaming, make me. So that's what we're doing. And it's not many pieces. I like that too. Sheena Randall says, where are you from in Hiall? I am from St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome, Sheena. They're talking about Tulip Pink's Butterfly 2 quilt takes 49 different prints. I have the book for the butterfly quilt. It's the same except that they've upgraded doing different fabrics with the butterfly quilt, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't done the first one, but I definitely will be using my stash if I do decide to make it. I guess I could make it now and use some of the tulip fabrics in it. But I won't be buying fabric. And see, they'll tell you 49 different fabrics. You really don't need 49 different fabrics, but that's a way of them selling you pieces from 49 different fabrics. You really, because you're going to have stuff left over. Eric says, I've seen $500 kits, but it also came with the backing and batting. And not this. It came with the binding, but it didn't come with no backing and batting. Not this one. I said, can you imagine our family when they say, can you make me a quilt? How much would it? How much would you charge me? And you pay $500 for the kit, and you tell them it'll be $1,000 to make the quilt, and they don't even want to pay that. It could be a king size quilt, and they still wouldn't want to pay it. So I can't even get one of my family members to spend $200 on just the supplies. She wants a new quilt, but don't want to pay for the supplies when I've already made her a quilt. Now, she got married and didn't invite anybody. They just got married. And so I never made her a wedding gift. But I wasn't invited to a wedding. So even if I decide not to go to a wedding, if you invite me, I'll probably, do the quilt. Especially being family. So, but no, people don't appreciate how much stuff costs when it comes to quilts. They think we spend $50 in supplies and that's it. Even people that craft don't think we spend money to make quilts, which is sad. Because my niece, not my niece, it was a cousin that did that. She crafts and didn't want to pay $200 for a bed-sized quilt for supplies. So we got all of those pressed. I got a stack back there too. So we can go to step number 2, but I'm going to get caught up. Cheryl says Sticker Heaven from Texas is way high. And that's who I see a lot, Sticker Haven. And that's who I see a lot in Facebook advertisements. And she says $24.95 per month. Then another couple hundred for finishing. Wow. Now, I guess I missed that part. Because if I thought I was signing up for something and it was $24.95 and I'm going to have everything to make the quilt top and the binding, I would be upset. And I think they're the one, some of them are doing like a $1 special sign up fee or something, but then the fees are high every month. So Vicki saying, I never pay that price, go buy my own fabric. And I like the idea of doing the quilt top, and I want to do my own fabric so that it doesn't look like the other 200 quilts out here that you're selling the kit to. That's the reason why I don't like doing that. Lynette, I was talking to Darlene. The rail fence kit was $250 and the other was over $300. Both came from an estate sale, and a friend got 25 totes full of fabric for less than $100. Wow. Now that's awesome. That's a steal. Diane says, I got mine from Stitch Haven. The colors are beautiful, but the fabric sucks. Wow. Oh my gosh. I would be mad. Darcy says, I have to take apart and redo my first month. My sewing was just a tiny bit off once I had it all together. It was about an inch smaller than it was supposed to be. Yeah, just a little bit. Robin Boyd's here saying hello, everybody. Hi, Robin. Wow, you can get good deals at estate sales. I haven't been to one in a while. My nephew has a good eye for sewing supplies for me. That's pretty cool. Dee Dee says, if you ever get any more of the eyes, let me know. I want a couple yards so I can make a quilt with the eyes as the focal point. I have to see if they had any more in stock, Dee Dee, because that, I went back looking at some of the fabric before I went live to see if it was still available, because once it arrived, I really liked it. The majority of them were out of stock, but I will go back and make sure. Remo says we're back. We've been back, girl. um, Dee Dee says blocks of the month restrict our creativity. I get bored with someone else's choice of pattern and fabric both. Then I am just a machine. Yeah. And it's like I at least want mine to look different. Sometimes I really, really like a quilt as it's presented. Every once in a while I'll do it exactly how it's presented. But there may be times I want to change my fabrics from that. And the block of the months, the official block of the month, shall I say, where they're charging you a good chunk of money every month, you don't really want to do that, because now you're just wasting fabric. So I don't know. And some of them like will cut, say if you need 4.5 inch squares, some of them will just cut a 5-inch strip and give you the whole strip. And then some of them will only give you half of that strip. So when they're charging you all this money, you're really not getting a whole lot of fabric. I shop the remnant bins at Joann's a lot. Yep. We have a store here called Jackman's Fabrics, and I like to go in there and look in their remnants bin sometimes. I don't do it all the time because I'm like, you don't need fabric. But every once in a while, I go look over there and see. With the 4-star generals, we have a pattern, but I'm making a scrappy one, so get to pick the fabrics for each block, and that keeps me interested. And the funny thing about the 4-star generals is that all the pictures that have been posted, all of them have their own unique personality. I haven't seen anybody's that look like somebody else's. And then people are changing the value of fabrics, and some people are not even paying attention to value. And I really like those because it makes the block look totally different. So I'm having fun seeing the pictures that are posted on that 4-star general. Don says, I like kits like Tula has, but I die cut mostly, so need additional fabric, and her fabrics would be too expensive needing additional fabric. Diane says, I am addicted to, so yeah, I love the 5-yard cuts. Robin, I think I said that. She says, hello, T. When she said hello, everyone. Kimalina's here saying, hello, everyone. I usually don't join you all on Saturday night. Just got off work from Southwest Wisconsin. So hi, Kimalina. Welcome. Vivian Calvi saying, good night. Good night, Vivian. I didn't even know you were in here, girl. Remo says, I buy yardage mostly. I usually don't like all the colors in a quilt kit, but I love my Tula and Allinson glass fabrics. Now, that's nice. I don't know. I haven't bought much of Allinson glass fabric, so I have to look at that and see if it's something I'm interested in. But I think I didn't like a whole lot of Tula's early stuff, but I like her pure color stuff. True colors, when she's using traditional colors. I don't like all the weird things, fabrics, like the witches stuff. I think she's a very good artist, but I just can't see how I would be using a lot of her fabrics in my quilts. But her recent stuff that she's come out with, I really like that type of stuff from Tula. Teresa's asking, generally, how many months does your local shop's block of the month run for? It's a whole year. So you do 12 months, it's 12 blocks, and then you can also buy an optional block, like how you make 2-block quilts and you have an optional block for the setting. Sometimes you can add that in as well. And I would do that too because it makes the quilt bigger than having, most of the blocks are 12-inch blocks. Instead of just having 12-inch blocks, you end up with 24 12-inch blocks. I had a neighbor give me so much fabric that it's ridiculous. I have backing now for at least 20 quilts and other pieces for at least 40 tops, big tops. And that's what I did with my fabric. The first time I went through and was getting rid of stuff, I was saving everything to put on backs. And then I had so many backings, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. You're not going to be using all of this stuff because I have videos on how I use what I call my ugly fabrics, god awful ugly fabrics, and I would just sew them together and make yardage that I roll up on boats. And then when I need to make quilts, especially charity quilts, but even my own quilts, I have them on the back of my own quilts. I would just use those fabrics. I would try to start putting them together in color combinations, but they didn't have to match the front of the quilt. Um, I just would put them on there, and it's like I had so much of that. I'm like, this is still a lot of fabric. You need to get rid of some of this stuff. And so I started moving some of that stuff out, giving it away. I sold a few boxes of stuff that way as well. Some of it was just good stuff. It was just that I didn't want to put it on the front of a quilt. Now, you know how your tastes change over the years. So Sheena says they have block of the month for free and you can use your fabric. This one actually gives us the fabric. We have like a $25 sign up fee. They give us the fabric. And if you get the block done, it's free. If you don't, you pay $5. So technically, it's free once you do a sign up fee. And the sign up fee, I guess I can understand because she's got staff that's got to cut these kits every month. And these are truly cut kits. Like if you need to make 2.5 inch squares, that's all the fabric you're going to have. Is a little bit more for you to make just a 2.5 inch square. If you mess up, you're going to have to go buy fabric. You're going to have to go buy an eighth of a yard of fabric to remake it. So you don't have room for error. Damali says, Miss T, I am glad to have gotten my first kit from you. The price, colors, and fabrics already cut accurately. Haven't quilted or bounded yet, though. So that's pretty cool. I have that kit myself to sew. I saved one for myself. I think she's talking about the Drunkard's Path kit. But I saved one of those for myself, and I just haven't done it yet. But I do plan to make it eventually. I try to keep one of my kits, whatever I'm sewing. I try to keep one or make it myself. So, but thank you for the support, Darcy. No, that's not Darcy. That's Damali. Sorry. I pre-ordered Tula's butterfly pattern. They said it won't be reprinted again. I will use my own, the pattern. And they said it won't be reprinted again. I will use my own fabric. Yeah, and that's what I do. I got the first book, the original book. I don't know what the changes are, but it's fine. I got the first one. I haven't even started one scene, but I definitely won't be joining a block of the month when I already got the book. Her new line is The Little Beast, comes out next year. Her line work fabric, I went crazy in purchasing. Yeah, I think she is very, very creative. I can give Tula that. She is very, very creative, and I can't wait to see it. I just haven't investigated it because it's not something that's high on my priority list right now, but I'm looking forward to seeing what she come out with. My mother gave me the best answer. I asked her, how much you paying me for a quilt? She says, I will pay you with my love. That's right. Intrinsic value. And Lynette says she ordered hers too. Kim says, was the wedding during the quarantine? Nope. Nope. I think what happened was they were planning a big wedding, and then she got pregnant, and so they went and had the wedding while she was pregnant, and they never had a reception or a big wedding or anything like that. So I don't know. I told a family member that I'd finish a king size quilt for her, but she'd buy the batting. I never heard from her again. Now that is sad. Tiffany says, well, T, I made a video today about how much a quilter spends, and well, hopefully even me being a budget person, that people will still see homemade costs so much. Yep. I like choosing my fabric as I go. They have Facebook page too. Sew Along January. So I think they're talking about the Tula Pink Sew Along. Remo says, I just need to purchase a color for borders on the Drunkard's Path. I purchased from T. Love the colors. I can't even remember if I had border. I think I may have bought fabric for my borders. I can't remember what I did. Lynette Williams says, T, I feel the same. Invite me. Let me tell you I can't make it. Woohoo! um, Darcy says, we've got 108 people here and only 57 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, people. Thank you, Darcy, for checking, because I pay no attention. My phone says I've got 5 people in here, although I know that that's not true. And my iPad's a little bit closer. It's saying 100. Thank you, June, saying I already did. Tiffany is still welcoming people that's joining the live. Thank you, Tiffany. Lynette says, I went to an estate sale last week. They wanted $400 for a featherweight. Hurt me. Now, that is the going price for a featherweight, and that's because they're in high demand. And most people that are doing estate sales now, the internet has helped a lot of people with how much stuff is on the internet. You're going to spend a minimum of $350 on a featherweight if it's in good condition and running. If you're finding a featherweight and it's $100, be careful. Make sure it's running. Take something to sew with it, because you don't normally find great deals on featherweight sewing machines. Good night, Joy. She says, good night, all. I am too tired tonight. And, Remo's letting me know that Allison Glass is Andover. T, your crafting family member has no idea how much it costs. She knows how much it costs. She buys craft products. Come on. She was making wreaths, big wreaths that go on people's doors, and she was selling those. And she was making something else too. She even does t-shirts and stuff. So she knows how much stuff costs. T, your crafting family, remember, has no clue how much it costs. They know. That was from Diane. I just wanted to make sure I read it right. I'm saying good night, everyone. I have to get up early for Sunday school. Stay blessed. Good night, Ellen. Thank you so much. That was at 9:19. We are 6 minutes behind in the comments. Sheena says, are we not that far? You all stop for a minute. Sheena says, you join the block group and just print out the pattern. Okay. Pat Speth has a great Facebook group. She is the person that does the nickel quilts, and I think it's called Pat Speth Nickel Quilts or something like that on Facebook. And she is designing blocks. She's giving out like a block of the month, and she also just finished doing a little sew along. I downloaded all the sew along, but I haven't stitched one stitch. But she has a lot of blocks over there that you can use for individual patterns that she's creating. Now, I don't usually use charms when I'm doing her stuff, because she tends to always cut stuff down. Like if she starts with a charm, she'll tell you to cut that charm into 2.5 by 4.5 inch pieces. So I just start with the cut sizes. And now that we all got these AccuQuilts with all of these die cutting size things, yeah, you can use that. You don't even have to do any cutting like you used to. Most of the changes are the half square triangles, no cutting on the bias. Jaybird's pattern, Toes in the Sand, has been reissued. And that's the one I was thinking about, because I'm doing that one too. I have not finished Toes in the Sand. I was doing that, working on one of those triangles every month, and I haven't finished. So thanks for that. You keep reminding me, Don, but I still ain't pulled it out yet. I don't even know exactly where I put it up, because it wasn't supposed to be put up, okay? I was working on that one, and also Edith Sitar's quilters something. I don't know, the one that's got all different blocks of flowers, and then it has a house and a bird and a cat. And I think the cat threw me off. I think I got up to the block where it was a cat, and I'm like, I had a cat as a kid. I don't hate cats, but I don't have like a fondness for them either. They're just cats. They're okay. I'm not scared of cats. I don't hate cats. I just don't see a cat in my quilt. And I think that's where I got confused when I got to the cat block. the price of charms are crazy. Yeah, and that's what I was telling you all before, because I went on Hancock's site and they was having pre-cut sales, and the pre-cuts for charms was like $12, and I'm like $11.99. I'm like, but when I got these from you all before, I was paying like $3-4 when they were on clearance. So I went back and started looking. I did not know that charm squares had gotten up to $15 in price. From they used to be like $5.99, $6.99, $7.99. We're at $15. No, I can't. I won't be buying any charm squares from companies like that. Not at that price. I'd rather go ahead and just buy a jelly roll. Sheena says National Block of the Month is one. Okay. So she's telling you where you can go get it. Say, Jenny loves you too, Miss T. Yeah, she's talking about her cat. It's like, I don't hate cats. I can tolerate cats. I'm not scared of cats. I won't be jumping around like I would if it was a dog I wasn't aware of. If you got a big dog, I probably won't even come in your house. But yeah, I just didn't want a cat in my quilt. I just didn't understand why I had to put a cat in there. So I got thrown for a loop. So let's sew a few more seams. I read for quite a long time, so I can let you all see this block, and then I'll tell you what I thought about what you could really do with it. If you wanted to, you didn't have to make it into a quilt. I'm just going to press this in because I always leave one hanging on the machine. Now everything that I've sewn has been pressed. Okay. And we can also sew a piece. So thank you from Darcy. Jackie K says we are at $17 and $18 for charms in Canada. Nuts. Wow. And Canada gets beat up too with stuff. I don't know if the tariffs are high over there or what, but the price y'all have to pay for stuff is ridiculous. My youngest daughter has a cat named Mr. Bingles. When she watches you, he sits beside her and pays close attention. She said he taps the screen with his foot. Now that's funny. Kevin says, Abigail and Lily love you too, Miss T. That's right. Lily is his, I want to say she's a Boston Terrier. I could be mistaken because, I don't know the names of dogs or the breed of dogs. But when she get tired at night and it's time for her to go to bed, her little eyes, she just looks like a little sleepy baby. It is so funny and so cute. Just 4 years ago, charm packs were $4.99 around here. Now $11.99 and up. It's ridiculous. Yep. I said, I'm never buying another one. My days of charm packs are over. And I'm okay with that too, because they don't cut them right anyway. I remember the last quilt that I did with my scrub club, we were doing a charm quilt pattern, and we needed 2 charm packs, but I wanted to use, I was using blues, and I had 2 packages from 2 different companies. And I didn't even think about measuring them, and I just started sewing that stuff together. So I had the one company pack, sewed them in the pairs, got the other company pack, sewed them in the pairs, and then I got ready to put this quilt together, and these blocks were different sizes. I made it work, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's drastically different. So they don't cut them right, so what's the point? Like I said, if I was going to use anything, if I'm buying anything, I'd rather buy jelly rolls. Maybe that's why a lot of people are on Facebook Marketplace selling cut pieces like that. Because they're so expensive with the manufacturer now. They're just cutting their scraps into squares. They might sell you 100 charm squares for a particular amount of money. Melissa LePage is here. Hi, Melissa. She says, I'm not at more than $5 for 5-inch charms. I don't need them any more than that. Yep. If they that price, I will buy them and put them aside for door prizes and stuff. I can't put aside $12 door prizes when you only pay $5 to get into the door. No, I can't do that. Ouch, charms are pricey from Kimalina. That's why we order from USA. Even with exchange duty and shipping, it's much less. Works for me. That's sad. That's Jackie from Canada. Dorothy says, see, how can anyone or anything not love Miss T? That's funny. Talking about the cat thing. Stephanie is here. Memoirs of a Longorm Quilter says, hey, T and everyone. Just glad I'm here, laughing out loud. Hey, Stephanie, we miss you. We're having live Zoom tomorrow if you can do it. Eric has said he's setting it up for tomorrow, just so you know. If you can't, we understand. If anybody else wants to join us on the Zoom tomorrow, that information is posted in the Facebook group, and it should be in the featured section if you're looking for the link. I just stepped outside. It's snowing. It's beautiful, soft snow. Aw, I ain't looking forward to snow, though. Not that I hate it. I don't go out a lot to have it really bother me. I just don't want it all over my walkway in my car. So, yeah. I just don't want to do the work. But my brother told me if it snows and you need some help, just call me. And he will come. He'll come after work and do it. So he's really sweet. If it's just a little bit, I'll go out and get it myself. Just depends on the weather. I've actually sewn quite a few blocks here. It's 9:37. I'm trying to run out of pieces. But I won't be pressing these. How many more I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not taking me too long to sew them. I'm actually doing more reading of the chat, and that's what's slowing me down. Darling says, I have never done a Zoom. Might give it a try. Yes, join us. And like I said, if you're doing Eric's blocks on his channel, if you can you make your background so that we can see what blocks you have? I haven't sewn a block, but I got plenty of orphan blocks around here. And when Eric gets to however he's going to set, then maybe I'll sit down and do that and just pull blocks and make them fit. We'll see. But it's like I don't need another extra block. I got plenty. So I want to see what he come up with. The pressure is on, Eric. I got about 3 popcorn cans filled with orphan pieces, be it half square triangles, blocks, units, extra units from piecing, whatever. Flying geese. It's like I need to use some of that stuff up. Tomorrow, y'all can keep y'all snow. I got sunshine daily. uh, you're welcome, Stephanie. You should try. Oh, she's talking to Darlene. Teresa says, you are a good brother, Ray. Eric says, I want to see what I come up with, too. No, that's funny. Let me cut some of this off again. I don't want these to get too wrinkled. Because I don't want to be pressing the whole block. I just want to press seams. I put starch in everything so it has good body on it. Especially since the African prints are kind of a stiffer. They're they're pretty stiff fabric. So I wanted to make sure that my cottons had some starch in them. Not that they're going to be the same texture, but put that over there because it's ready for sewing. So, okay, let me just skip a little bit then. And I got 2 blocks here that I pressed. And I want to show you that. So, once you sew this block together, this is what we're actually making. And so, hopefully, the next time we come, I'll get a chance to... I'll have all of these sewn. It's not going to take me that long to get them sewn. The problem is do I have a place to lay this out? Because like I said, this is huge. It's 90 something inches. And so I have to make sure I can lay all of them out without the wind blowing my pieces, because I normally use my deck, but it's been very windy here the last few months. I haven't been able to use my deck at all. So this is our block. But it was so funny because when I got this done, this actually reminded me of something else. And here's just another second block, just so you can see another block. And I'll be laying those out and start piecing that into rows next week. So let me put that up here. It's already been pressed. It reminded me that there could be placemats. And I had made some African placemats in 2018. I actually made these placemats for the participants of the 2018 retreat because it was my first retreat. And I wanted everybody that was at retreat to have a quilt from me. And do you know, I made these placemats, gave them to them on the first day because I wanted us to use them throughout the retreat. Nobody used the placemats, okay? They said that's too pretty to put a plate on. They wouldn't even do it. But I named the placemats out of Africa. And like I said, I started out, that was the retreat where I started out with 35 people saying they were going to come. And then when we actually had the retreat, I only had 6 people, including myself. And then I asked a friend to come, and she came, and it made 7. So it was only 7 of us. And I only met 2 people I didn't know, and that was Claudette Bettis and Jennifer Mizard. Those were the 2 ladies I had never met. And then I also had my friend who lived in Ohio, Kathy. She's the lady that passed in Ohio this year. And she brought her sister, which she got into sewing. So the only 2 people I didn't know at retreat was Claudette and Jennifer. And then I had a lady from my quilt guild. Her name is Gail. She came as well. So I just decided to thank them that I was going to make them a little miniature something that they could say they had a quilt from Teaquilts. So that's what this reminded me of once I got the block piece. I'm like, these could be placemats. They are so cute. So hold on. I missed a lot. Diane 57 saying she has to go. Good night, Diane. I missed her leaving. Did they have on your news about the lady breastfeeding a cat in the plane? I don't know nothing about that. In other words, Eric, you will be surprised as the rest of us. Yeah, that is funny. Thank you, Sandra, saying that it's pretty. The fabric is pretty. So it's June. Oh, Tiffany says, gotta go to Kevin. He has a wall. Yes, he does. And I'd be surprised. Kevin go through projects fast because if I had Kevin's design wall, I would be a schizophrenic. I would have a gazillion projects, and then I have flannel sheets on top of that, hanging even more projects. Thank you, Vicky. Got to include the cranberry juice. Yes, Kim. We're talking about using the placemat when they said they didn't want food, and I did have cranberry juice that I made punch with. Cranberry with pink lemonade is really good. If you haven't had cran grape juice with pink lemonade from, I forget what brand, the Tropicana, I want to say. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you, Susan. And Kim. And Darlene. And Tiffany. Yeah, and I can't wait to see it laid out. I don't want to show you, I don't want to, you can see from the thing here how it's going to look when you see my blocks. So this is, again, the pattern. It is Scooch Over number 2 by Maple Island Quilts. And that's what I'm actually working on. And that's why I'm not really calling out any sizes or anything like that. Thank you, Tiffany. Sandra, too. She says, I make placemats for our Meals on Wheels. Now, that is really nice. That's nice. My friend no longer works for food outreach. She used to work for food outreach. I try to do charities where I have somebody that is their baby, and then I try to help them with their baby. So that's something, too, I might end up doing, because you can always just quilt. You can put together like even crazy quilt type fabric and then just cut it up into placemats. It would be interesting for them to look at, especially those that are needing assistance, like getting Meals on Wheels. So that's a pretty cool idea. Pretty cool idea. Thank you, Beverly and Lynette. Claudette says, T, I still use my placemat from the retreat. So she is using it at home, but nobody would use it at retreat. They was like, no way, Jose. And I had, on the back, I had labels that I had on everybody's, and not on mine, but I put that I made it for them on the back, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm recalling correctly. But since this one was mine, of course, I'm not going to say it was made for me by me. But yeah, but they were all different African type fabrics, because I was just using whatever scraps I had available. And so I actually went into the closet in 2018. That's the last time I've been in the closet. So yeah, I even got the Rorenta steam press in there that Jordan Fabrics use. I got one of those in there. Somehow I am behind on chat because I had some internet spooling again, probably because of the computer doing its internet stuff. Yeah. Having trouble staying connected right now. That's Susan too. I haven't had any more issues that I can see. Kevin says, maybe that's why what my problem is, Miss T. I'm schizophrenic. Nope, your design wall is bare. You get that stuff done, I would have a gazillion projects on that wall. That's not it. You doing your thing over there. He's a fast piecer. I have to say that. The brown you chose looks great. Thanks, Teresa. I had to find something that first of all, I didn't want to spend any money. And two, I have another fabric that's kind of like a brown zebra print, but I bought it to do something else with, and I almost used it. And then I was like, okay, you can't buy anything, so you need to find something that you can use that's going to go with these fabrics and not clash with African prints. And that was the brown I came up with. And I thought I was going to do a tan with pin dots, but the pin dots did not read African at all. And I was like, you know what? You do better with white. And that's what I went and did. I just got white. Because I'm not one of those people that spend hours picking out fabrics like my dear friend Deborah Quilts. She know every time I talk about fabric, I'm going to talk about her. She spends days, sometimes even months, pulling fabrics for her projects before she's even sewn one stitch. And I don't have time for that. I give it about a couple hours at max and I'm done. We're going to start sewing. I had the pin dots pulled out knowing I didn't want to use it. But I went ahead and started cutting my African fabrics. I said, I know I'm doing this pattern. I just don't know what's going with it and we ain't buying a thing. So yeah, trying to not spend any more money. But thank you, Teresa, for that. I appreciate that. Tiffany says, you hear that at Eric Oldest? She made a mix. New quilt juice to try. Yeah, but then you got to put the alcohol in it for Eric now. You can do that. You can put the alcohol in it. Sheena Randall says, good night, my first time. Thank you so much, Sheena, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you subscribed and hit the bell so you'll be notified. But I also am live on Wednesdays where I just do a straight chat for 1 hour, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And just chat with you guys. I may do hauls or talk about a particular quilting topic. So please come back and I appreciate you. She says I have to get going. One last reminder to give T that thumbs up. Thank you. And we only got like 10 more minutes left on this live. So if you got something you want to tell me, now's the time. And I'm going to quit here because I've shown you all the block. I'm going to quit sewing for you guys. I'm going to finish these up, what I got here, and then I have to go press those strip sets. So at least I'll have all of this sewing done. And hopefully it'll give me incentive to lay this quilt out. So we're basically done for tonight. Next time we come back, we'll be sewing rows together. Can you hold up the block again? Miss Bonita Nance. So yes, this is the block. And my fan is kind of tilting it forward, but you get the gist. So it's about the size of a placemat. And this is the other block that I showed. This is the fabric that I bought double of because I just thought it was so cute and I knew that I would probably want 3 yards of this right off the bat. Even if I just put it on a border on any quilt, I thought that was just a gorgeous print. I just love that print. I don't know why. And I like the eyes. I didn't order 2 of the eyes and I should have. I should have ordered 2 of the eyes. But I am going to go back and see. The problem with that is that right now I'm not ready to, you have to have minimum orders. And I'm a small business. And when you have minimum orders on the number of products you have to order at X number of yards on a boat, it gets expensive. And I've had some other expenses this month. And so I am not trying to create some more. My Discover has been maxed out. And then I paid it off, and then I almost maxed it out again. That's how much money I have spent in my last billing cycle. So I'm waiting for them. I'm always, and I'm okay. I'm not in debt. Just keep that in mind. I'm not in debt. I just wait for the next billing cycle because I don't want to pay it right now. I want them to send me a bill because I don't owe them anything. And then when they send me the bill, then I've got till January 5th to pay it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to put anything else on my Discover right now. So, yeah. Oh no, Deborah, I'm like T. I would be overwhelmed. Right. I just get it done. I might hate it or not like it. I said I could have found something else, but at least I got the project done. Okay. Kim says I once made a purse and wallet out of African fabric for a friend, and that's going to be one of the things that I want to do too. Is I got a few scrap pieces, and I'm hoping, I don't know if they're going to be big enough because I don't think they're big enough. But if not, I have to cut into the other yardage. I have to cut into the yardage that I got of something else because I don't want to mess up those yardage until I decide if I'm keeping those. I put 3 yards aside for me on every last one of those 16 prints. Okay. I'm hoping that by me at least making this quilt, even though I didn't use all 16, I only used 9 fabrics, that maybe I will go ahead and cut those fabrics up and sell them. But right now I'm hoarding fabric over here, okay? Yeah. Cran colada. Now that's pretty cool. Good name, Eric, for that drink. You're welcome, Benita. She's saying thank you for holding it up again. She says very nice. Stephanie says, ooh, look at that shiny fabric. That blue-green. Ooh, la la. Yes. See, that's the one I really like. I might have 4 yards that can go for sure. Because remember, I told you that's the one that I bought double of. And I still got all the yardage on one. But I'm keeping 3 right now until I change my mind. And I know I had 1 yard left of the other stuff. So I might have 4 yards of it for sale. Damali and Betsy says gorgeous too. Thank you, Betsy. I can't wait to see it all laid out and see what it looks like in the end. Damali J says enjoy tonight's chat. I may try this cran colada, laughing out loud as new holiday drink. Yes. Tiffany says you need to win the lotto ticket. You got that right. I don't even buy tickets. I need to win like about a $4 million lottery, because the first thing I would do is I would get me a bigger house so I could set up an actual sewing studio just for my videos that I don't even really use. And then I have my real work area. And then I would get a building so that I can move the rest of this stuff into a building. And that's where I would probably be. But I want the building to be close to my house. But I just need a bigger house because this is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You are absolutely correct, Tiffany. Every once in a while, I buy a lottery ticket and pray I win, but apparently I haven't. I'm still here with you guys. If I move, I'm not going to tell you that I won the lottery. If I move, you already know I won the lottery, okay? Because I have no money. Ooh, that is funny. Sheila says, can you hold up the fabric with the eyes? I don't have none of that. Not to sell right now. So don't ask me about the eyes until I go back and look. But this is the eyes. And it's just horizontal rows. It's nothing outstanding about it. But then these eyes pop out of these rows. It's just amazing. And some of the rows have smaller eyes, but I don't have those pieces right here. They're in another stack, I guess. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to look. Nope, I don't see it right now because I got blocks in different positions because of doneness at this point. So I don't see the other one. But some of them are small. Is it back here? Yeah, it's back here. Because it was weird how some of them are small and some of them are big. So here are the small eyes. Here. It is just the weirdest piece of fabric I've ever seen. And I just like, oh, that's interesting. I'll buy that. Melissa says, oops, thanks for reminding me. It's not Discover, but I got to pay something before I go to bed. Yes. Honey, Discover hate me, though. I put everything on that card so I can get the cash back points and money, which is money. It ain't no points. It's actually cash back money. And, yeah, and then they're paying me to have their card, but they never get any interest. June Hansen says, well, night all. I've had a very early busy day. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'm falling asleep. Good night, June. Thank you so much for participating tonight. I got to go see if that's the one I ordered, blue green. That's Stephanie. I can't remember. Melissa says, aren't we all hoarding fabric? You got that right, girl. I feel terrible sometimes. I'm like, what is wrong with you? She sheds for a sewing space. Well, Kimberlina, I actually want the sewing space so that it can be like a quilter's area where you could come sew during open times. Not that I would be there. I would hire somebody to be in there. But it would be like open sew. But then you can also have like quilt sew-ins. You could have quilt meetings, quilt classes. That's what I really want it for that type of stuff. Because we have a hard time finding places that are, especially now during COVID, we're inside of my big gill is inside of one of the, what do you call them? The Knights of Columbus centers, and it's a really small one. But that's all we could find, and we're like crammed in there. We can't really do much in there because it's so small. But something over nothing is great. So I'm not complaining at all. I appreciate them allowing us to come, and they didn't do their normal rental rate for a quilt group, which was nice. So I appreciate them. It's just that it's just not conducive right now for big groups to meet. And Sheila saying, okay, thanks. I think I like the small one better. It's all on one strip of fabric. You get both the large eyes and the small. And I actually like the large eyes better. Isn't that funny? How we all like different stuff. Kim says, y'all have a good night. Take care. Stay safe. God bless. Thanks, Kim Burrs, for your help tonight. Appreciate it. We're going to be getting off here. It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to be leaving out of here pretty darn soon. Aaron C. says, hello from Seattle. Hello, Aaron. We're about to exit the premises. Thank you for popping in. We appreciate you. I hope my legs stop throbbing so I can get some sleep. Me too. Take a pain pill before you go to bed. My guild is in the VFW hall. Yeah, but some of those are really big places, the VFW places. We're in a very small room, but that's all we got. Prayers for pain relief to Vicky so she can sleep. That's from Quilty Graham. So thank you so much. So that's going to be it, guys. It is actually 10:01. We're going to get off of here. We did have some technical difficulties. I got to go switch over my thumbnail to this video and delete the other video, and or put on there that we got kicked out or something so people know to watch part 2. But thank you all so much for watching. Please come back on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we just have our regular 1-hour live chat. No sewing on that one. But I have no idea what we're going to be doing yet. I might have some stuff to come in. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about that. I don't know. This is the time of the year where I buy stuff for myself because of the sales. And it's not necessarily all quilt related either. But that's it, guys. You all take care. Stay blessed. Be safe. And quilt out, everybody.